Hello everyone and welcome to my CBS Soaps official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tuesday, October 21, 2025. Today on Days of Our Lives, Theo visits Xander and EJ, Gabby and Philip start something new and Abe puts Paulina on notice. Ed shows up at Belle's with a bouquet of flowers for her birthday. She's not happy. Before she can close the door on his face, EJ convinces her to let him in, literally, not metaphorically. He wanted to bring good cheer since it's her first birthday since John's death and have her prosecute Sophia Choi. EJ starts yelling about what she did to Johnny, but Belle says the teen has mental health issues. She then lays out how EJ is the reason Johnny, Tate, Sophia, and Chanel's lives are all in chaos. She'll deal with Sophia as she sees fit. Thank you very much for the flowers, they're beautiful, goodbye. Gabby and Philip wrap up their roll in the hay and catch their breath. Philip's super impressed, and when he sees Xander's missed calls, tells Gabby it was so worth it. Xander tries calling his brother again from the office, demanding to know where he is. Then Theo shows up at Xander's door. Until the merger's undone, they all still work together and he just wants to help. Xander, not impressed until Theo insists he wants their families to be civil going forward. That just shocks the Titan CEO. A decent person is in charge of DiMera Enterprises? Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Xander pays extra attention when Theo says Gabby was upset he was named CEO, which is right when she and Philip sweep into the office. Gabby diffuses Xander's suspicions. She was just surprised and disappointed Tony didn't give her a heads up, then yanks Theo away. Xander naturally wants to know why she was with Philip. They're attracted to each other and seeing where things go. Philip shrugs by hopping into bed, but he leaves that part out. Then Xander turns things back to him and his terror that he might end up coming clean to Sarah about beating Philip, who, in turn, tells him to keep his trap shut. Anyway, Xander goes to meet Sarah for lunch. Gabby pulls Theo away for a secret conversation in front of the pub. She tells him to keep mum about Tony betraying her, and Theo figures out she planted the bug in Xander's office. She wants to pursue something with Philip and this won't help. She apologizes again for doubting he was qualified, and Theo, being the decent person he is, accepts it and promises to keep her secret. But she is crazy if she thinks getting involved with Philip after what she did is a good idea. Paulina and Abe meet for a meal in the square, but he's still salty over her advice to Theo. He insists that she betrayed his trust, though Paulina scoffs at the idea and just calls this a difference of opinion. Theo wanted this job and just came to her for permission. Abe counters that Theo was vulnerable after Claire, and he's not sure his son can handle the CEO pressure. Abe, is this being protective or ableism? Worse, the DiMeras are a family that eats its own. Well, that's graphic. Paulina stands up for Theo some more, only for Abe to growl that his problem is Theo. It's her. She gave his son advice that I never would. Paulina tries diffusing his anger, saying she did what she thought was right, but Abe snaps that she's wrong and leaves. Marlena fills Sarah in on her exam of Sophia. She's had a complete psychological break and needs inpatient therapy, meaning being committed to Bayview. So is that it for Sophia? Marlena will make the arrangements, then shrugs off Sarah's concern about her own health issues after Belle told the doc what happened. Marlena just says these are all symptoms of grief, then leaves. When Marlena gets home, she presents Belle with some fresh flowers, then notices EJ's bouquet. When Sophia comes up, Marlena just tells her daughter that it may be some time before Sophia can give any answers. As they enjoy some ice cream, Marlena casually brings up Belle talking to Sarah about her. Belle gets worked up as she tells her mom she needs to be okay and stick around for a very long time. Marlena promises she's not going anywhere, that's never a good omen, so how about ditching work and watching a Jason Bourne movie again? See what they did there? John was modeled off of Jason Bourne. From the novels, not the movies show. Sarah goes to Xander's and asks him to move back to the house, in a guest room. Well, she's about to regret that big time. Gabby heads back to Philip after working things out with Theo, so they make dinner plans and start making out in the office again. Theo visits the mansion looking for Tony, but finds EJ instead. They sit down to a game of chess where EJ tells his nephew he's always around for DiMera advice, but he trusts the company in Theo's hands and doesn't want it for himself. They reach a stalemate in chess, and what exactly are they dancing around? Days of Our Lives, Tuesday, October 21, 2025. Today on Days of Our Lives, tension simmers across Salem as Theo visits Xander and EJ, Gabby and Philip spark something new, and Abe puts Paulina on notice for crossing a line she never saw coming. Friendships falter, loyalties shift, and a few hearts are left bruised as secrets threaten to resurface in the most unexpected ways. EJ and Belle, flowers, fury, and frustration. EJ DiMera shows up at Belle Brady's apartment unannounced, holding an expensive bouquet of white lilies wrapped in gold foil, his version of an olive branch. But as Belle opens the door, her expression says it all. She's not buying what he's selling. "Happy birthday," EJ says with a polished smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. "I thought you could use a little cheer." Belle crosses her arms, instantly on the defensive. "The last time you showed up with flowers, someone ended up in handcuffs." EJ lets out a forced chuckle, shifting uneasily. "That's rather uncharitable of you. I only wanted to bring some brightness to your day. It's your first birthday since John's passing." The mention of John Black's death hits Belle hard. Her eyes soften briefly, but she quickly closes herself off again. "You think a bouquet fixes everything? You think you can waltz in here after the stunt you pulled with Sophia and my daughter?" Before she can slam the door in his face, EJ steps forward. "Just hear me out. I'm asking you, no, imploring you to take Sophia Choi's case. She needs to be prosecuted, Belle, after what she did to Johnny." Belle cuts him off sharply. "Johnny is a teenager dealing with trauma, EJ. Sophia didn't ruin him, your obsession with control did. You're the reason your son, Tate, Sophia, and Chanel are all spiraling." Her words slice through the tension like a knife. EJ blinks, the truth momentarily silencing his usual bravado. Belle steps aside, shoving the bouquet back into his chest. "Thank you for the flowers, they're beautiful, goodbye." She shuts the door, leaving EJ staring at the wood grain for a long beat before muttering, "Bloody ungrateful lot." He turns and walks away, the lilies drooping like his pride. Gabby and Philip, dangerous desires. At Philip's penthouse, tangled sheets and laughter reveal the aftermath of Gabby Hernandez and Philip Kiriakis' impulsive night together. They lay side by side, basking in that post-tryst calm, or pretending to. "That was," Philip starts grinning, "pretty incredible." Gabby smirks, brushing hair off her face. "You say that like you're surprised." Philip chuckles, "Oh, I'm not surprised, just impressed." He glances at his phone and sees 3 missed calls from Xander, Titan's current CEO. Guesswork can wait. "Was it worth ignoring him?" Gabby teases, running a finger down his chest. "It was so worth it," Philip replies, pulling her in for another kiss. At Titan, Xander paces his office like a storm cloud ready to burst. "Where the hell is he?" he mutters, trying Philip's number again. When it goes to voicemail, he slams his phone on the desk. A knock on the door interrupts his brewing rage. Theo Carver steps inside, all calm composure and quiet confidence. Theo and Xander, the odd allies. Theo smiles politely. "Xander, I know things have been tense between our companies, but until the merger is finalized, we're still technically partners." Xander folds his arms. "Partners, you're a DiMera lad, that makes you the enemy by default." Theo doesn't flinch. "I'm not here to fight, I just want our families to be civil moving forward." That gives Xander pause. He narrows his eyes. A decent person in charge of DiMera Enterprises, that's new. Theo shrugs modestly. Maybe it's time for a change. But before the conversation can continue, the office door swings open and Gabby and Philip enter, laughing, a little too comfortably. Xander's eyes flick between them. "You two look cozy, busy morning." Gabby straightens, brushing imaginary lint off her blouse. "We were just catching up." Theo watches silently as Gabby spins her story. "I was surprised Tony didn't give me a heads up about you becoming CEO, Theo. That's all, it was disappointing." "Of course," Theo says, playing along, "I get it." Sensing tension, Gabby quickly grabs Theo's arm. "Come on, let's talk outside." Secrets in the square. Out by the Brady pub, Gabby pulls Theo aside, lowering her voice. "You can't tell anyone what I said about Tony, or that I was angry." Theo frowns. "Why, you're allowed to be upset." Gabby glances around before whispering, because I planted a bug in Xander's office. I needed to know what he was planning. Theo's jaw drops. Gabby, that's illegal. Relax, she hisses. It's already gone, but if Xander finds out, I'm finished. I'm trying to move on with Philip and this won't help. Theo studies her for a long moment, then sighs. I'll keep your secret, but you're playing a dangerous game. She smiles faintly. I always am. Theo watches her leave and mutters to himself, she's crazy if she thinks Philip won't use that against her. Paulina and Abe, love versus loyalty. In the Salem town square, Abe Carver meets Paulina Price Carver for lunch, though the tension between them could curdle milk. Paulina greets him cheerfully, but Abe's stern expression immediately dims her smile. You're still angry, she says softly. Angry doesn't begin to cover it, Abe replies. You went behind my back, you gave Theo advice I never would have given. Paulina bristles. He's a grown man, Abe. He came to me because he needed guidance. He came to you because he's vulnerable, Abe snaps. After what happened with Claire, he's still healing, and you sent him straight into the lion's den. Paulina sets down her napkin, her patience waning. Theo's stronger than you think. He wanted that CEO job and he earned it. Abe shakes his head. You don't understand. The DiMeras eat their own. That family is poison. Paulina crosses her arms. You're not mad at Theo, you're mad at me, admit it. You're damn right I am, Abe says. You crossed a line, Paulina. You gave my son advice that I never would. His voice trembles with anger and hurt. Paulina's eyes glisten, but she forces a smile. I did what I thought was right. Then you thought wrong, Abe growls, tossing his napkin down and walking away. Paulina calls after him, but he doesn't turn around. Marlena's diagnosis and Belle's fear. Meanwhile, Marlena Evans meets Sarah Horton at the hospital. The doctor's expression is grave. Sophia has suffered a complete psychological break, Marlena explains. She needs long-term inpatient therapy. I'm recommending Bayview. Sarah sighs, so that's it then, Sophia gone for good. Marlena hesitates. For now, she's not stable enough to answer for what happened. Sarah nods, glancing nervously. Belle told me about your recent symptoms, headaches, fatigue. Marlena waves it off. It's grief, Sarah, nothing more. Later, Marlena returns home with a smile, carrying a small bouquet. Belle spots her instantly. Those are pretty, Belle says, then notices EJ's flowers nearby. Please tell me those aren't from him. Marlena chuckles softly. They are, and before you ask, no, I didn't invite him in. They share ice cream on the couch, reminiscing about John. Belle's mood shifts when Marlena mentions her talk with Sarah. I need you to take care of yourself, Belle says urgently. I can't lose you too. Marlena reaches out, squeezing her hand. I'm not going anywhere, I promise. Belle smiles weakly. You always say that. Marlena changes the subject, suggesting a Jason Bourne movie night. You know, John was inspired by Bourne, the book version. Belle laughs softly, tears brimming. Then let's watch it for him. Sarah and Xander home again for now. Later, Sarah knocks on Xander's door. He's stunned to see her holding takeout bags. I was thinking, she starts nervously, maybe you could move back in. Xander's jaw drops, move back in. As a guest, she clarifies quickly, in the guest room. He smirks, you know I'm not good at staying in my lane. Sarah sighs, just try please. As she walks inside, Xander watches her closely, his heart caught between hope and guilt for what he's hiding about beating Philip. He mutters under his breath, this is going to bite me. Gabby and Philip back to trouble. At Titan, Gabby returns to Philip after her secret meeting with Theo. Crisis averted, she says with a grin. Good, Philip replies, pulling her close, because I'm not done with you yet. They start kissing again, only this time the door to the office doesn't fully close. Across the hall, a passing intern pauses, watching. Salem's rumor mill just got new fuel. Theo and EJ, a game of kings. That evening at the DiMera mansion, Theo stops by looking for Tony but finds EJ instead. A chessboard sits between them as they exchange polite smiles. Tony's not here, EJ says, gesturing to the chair opposite. Care for a game? Theo nods, settling in. They play in silence for a while, the clicking of chess pieces echoing in the dimly lit room. You're a sharp player, EJ remarks. Calculated, that's good for business. Theo smiles faintly. I don't play to win, I play to understand. EJ tilts his head. You've got a DiMera mind then. They reach a stalemate. EJ leans back, eyeing him. You know, I trust DiMera Enterprises in your hands. I don't want it for myself. Theo raises an eyebrow. You expect me to believe that? EJ grins. Of course not, but maybe you'll remember I said it. As Theo stands to leave, EJ's gaze lingers on the chessboard, one king standing, the other cornered. Final montage. Musical note, cue emotional instrumental music as the episode fades through multiple scenes. Gabby and Philip share dinner and laughter, unaware of the danger lurking in their own ambitions. Xander watches Sarah sleep on the couch, guilt etched across his face. Paulina stands alone in the square, staring at her wedding ring, whispering, I only wanted to help. EJ studies the chessboard again, muttering, checkmate always comes for those who think they're winning. And at Bayview, Sophia Choi stares blankly out a window, whispering a single word, Johnny. Tomorrow on Days of Our Lives. Marlena receives shocking test results, Abe makes a decision about his marriage, and Xander's guilt may destroy everything he's rebuilt. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.